Welcome to Dead Secret. And
Harris Bullard nowhere holds the secret. There's a story hiding here, and I'm going to cover it. If I'm right, there are 4 major suspects. Graham Wellington, Josie Herrera, Cynthia Peckman, Bobby Sawyer. I'm not leaving until I find out what happened.
so get out of here. Small package tied tightly with white twine. I can't open it with my bare hands. Government chaos. Harris Bullard, retired college teacher, was found. Bullard died of natural causes. He was 63. He moved into his home on Rampo Way several years ago, but was barely seen about town. He was a private and reclusive man who seemed to have few friends. Bullard raised eyebrows last year when a former student, a pretty young woman named Josie Herrera, moved in with him. Bullard's will, written in 1957, leaves his entire estate to his ex-wife, Cynthia Peckman. Peckman will reportedly sell the house and its contents immediately. Harris was a genius in his discipline, said Graham Wellington, a former colleague. The field of neuroscience is considerably poorer without him. Old piano is blocking the way. Can't lift the stuff with one arm. He would use it in a hand truck. This is a crime scene. Wait, this isn't a crime scene. Sure, this room leads to the room where Butler's body was found, but it's locked. Okay. Can't leave yet. Need a key, and there it is. Can't unlock the door. Manuscript. Man who could see with his skin. In 1926, I met a man who could see with his skin. His eyes were sealed with wax and bandaged. He remained aware of the room around him. We held up signs which he read. Fingers he counted, even when we stood behind him. After the performance, I gave him $200 for the secret. He explained that he could see as long as some part of his skin remained exposed to air. Described as a shift in the wind or a slight breeze on his face, the subtle motion of the hair in his arm. For years of focused practice, he had developed the ability to form a mental image of his surroundings based on these slight sensations. This man had achieved a form of idiofocus. Granted, he only had access to a very narrow range of sensory information, but the result was powerful. It immediately resulted in discovering the secret of his ability. Now I'm almost before I could glare at very close. There's a newspaper clipping here. It reads, Eyeless Joe found dead in hotel. Weird. Why didn't this open by itself? What's that? This looks like a tiny camera lens. Record player, no record. This is where Bobby Sawyer found his body. Been dead for a couple of days, though. Doesn't turn on. What Bullard's diplomas? Kind of feels like they're staring at me. did they do? What did they see in this room? Those masks are make me uncomfortable. It's a weird looking mask. You've seen masks like this before. Maybe they're Japanese. Joe, something is after me. It's creeping around the house, trying to get in. Sure of it, heard footsteps outside and creaking on the roof. It's not safe here. Taking the ideofocal lenses from their normal location in Hinamo in my study. Sending you a package that you'll know what to do with. Check the map for the mask. As usual, X marks the spot. Here's PS. The sequence is west, east, north. There's a note with a foreign symbol on it. Underneath where it reads north. No dial tone. Snow Woman, adapted from an original translation by Lefcadio Hearn. The old man and his son climbed a mountain to collect firewood. It began to snow heavily, and unable to make it home, they decided to pass the night in a small hut. In the middle of the night, the young man awoke to see that the door had been blown open. A tall woman with long hair and white kimono was leaning over his father, blowing her breath on him. When she saw the son was awake, she said, "You are a handsome young man, so I'll let you live. But if you ever speak of this to anyone, your life shall be forfeited." In the morning, the young man found his father frozen and dead. He climbed down the mountain alone and never spoke of the episode. A year later, he married a young, beautiful woman. They had children together and were happy. But the night of his father's death still weighed heavily on his mind. One night, after having a bit too much to drink, the man told his wife about his encounter with the Snow Woman. She was furious. "You promised not to tell," she screamed, and before his eyes she became the tall woman with long black hair and white kimono. "If it were not for our children, I would end your life here and now. Spare you for their sake, but if anything ever happens to them, you shall pay the price." With that, she melted into the wind and it was gone. Kind of mean to, get mad at him for something he said drunk, but yeah. Just a regular lamp, huh? Anything just regular? That's nice. Another lens, found two of them now. Nice. Oops. There's scissors. I can use these to get that package from the other room. Cool. There's Bullard. I'm a woodcutter. Your past has... I am woodcutter. Your past has caught up with you. It's over. What's this? This woodcutter. Running Bullard. Well, if I I had to guess, they're the one who killed him. Of course, I already know. Whoa! That was random. So he's gonna get me out of this backward town. I can react to that thing you saw. It's an old book. It says Quieten on the cover, whatever it means. The author is Lefkadio Hearn. If I could just open it. Okay, this is where I put it. Can't push the book all the way in. It feels like it's hitting something. There's something jammed back there. Flat triangular wedge. Some foreign writing on it. There we go. Writing about Ouija boards in 1852, William Benjamin Carpenter was the first to describe the phenomena known as the Ideomotor effect. The Ideomotor effect occurs when the subconscious takes control of the body without the conscious mind realizing it. Ideomotor action is distinct from the other forms of involuntary action because responses are driven by existing knowledge and perception. The Ouija board, Carpenter suggested, is a clear manifestation. The participants unwillingly move the planchette because their subconscious mind is guiding them. Another example of this phenomenon is dowsing, the practice of using the divine rod. Yeah, that makes sense. Divining rod. Oh, this turned on. That's weird. Could have sworn it was off before. Now it's back to being broken. There it is. Josie, if you're reading this, know that something has happened to me. Maybe dead or something, missing. So you're the only person who I can save our research. The truth is that I am being threatened. It started before I left college. I get the notes every few months from someone calling themselves a woodcutter. What he wants is access to our research. He wants me to turn over our plans for the lunar dream apparatus. Josie, my life is in danger. Woodcutter knows things, secret things about my past that nobody should know. I'll not yield to simple blackmail. But lately, the threats have escalated. I'm sure that I'm being watched in the house. I sometimes hear things on the other side of the walls. Yesterday, with the mask on, I thought I saw someone reaching for me. It's a warning for my subconscious. I'm no longer safe here. Locked our research away in the safe upstairs. I want you to retrieve it and leave. Destroy everything before you go. Burn the house down if you have to. Just get the research and get out of there. Head for a big city where it's easy to hide. Counting on you, Joe. Don't let our work fall in the wrong hands. Harris. Blackmailed by Woodcutter. Primary suspect. Ordered by Bullard to destroy the research and split. Yeah, there's more to this story. Where Bullard was mixed in. I believe there's evidence in the safe. Lance is right. Bullard's death was definitely fishy. Harrison's body was found by Bobby. Bobby ran Bullard jobs for him. Could he have done it? Certainly he had the opportunity. Bullard was scared and was worried about losing his secret research. Blackmail I knew would be a scoop. Somebody wanted Bullard's research. He must have been killed for it. Bullard was being blackmailed by the Snow and left Teddy O'Hearn or the Woodcutter. Woodcutter, what's that supposed to mean? The kind of juicy detail I'm here to find. Okay, to tell the story, I need real evidence. What's that damn sound? This pounding was just like scared the hell out of me. photo of 2 men on the ship. Here's Bullard and Woodcutter. I know your secret. James Lowry sends his regards. This Woodcutter person is my prime suspect. I bet his blacksmith scheme has gone south, so he killed Bullard. There's something down there, though. There we go. Bullard Daily Log, November 2nd, 1964. We did a test run of the ideofocal lenses today. At first, we did not know how to interpret the results, but now I believe they are working better than we anticipated. Instead of an unfiltered stream of sensory information, what we are seeing is a subconscious memory. Lenses distort the response to visual stimuli that the wearer has some knowledge of. We see what my conscious mind cannot. Josie proposed that what we are really doing is mining dreams. Dreams are, after all, a form of ideofocus, a time when the subconscious comes forward and shows us truths that we might otherwise not recognize. What we are striving for is unrestricted access to dream thought. As a control mnemonic, the mask works pretty well. I could tell that Josie was dubious at first, but now she understands subconscious thought is potentially dangerous to the subject. We will need a physical object to enable the mind to compartmentalize, providing the wearer with some degree of cognitive protection. A permanent augmentation will require a much larger apparatus. We'll need some other kind of focus mnemonic to help with the brain control of the deluge of the dream. Information it will receive, something large and ubiquitous, the moon perhaps. What is in this weird mask? Dream thoughts, the moon? So Page Woodcutter sent me another note today. He knows some things somebody should know. Secrets I buried 20 years ago. He knows about James Lowry. It's impossible, but somehow he knows. I can tell he's getting closer to me. His notes are mailed from the government post office. And last night I could swear I heard someone moving up from outside. I haven't been this scared since Chicago. I need to be patient. He's going to have to reveal himself at some point. If he wants my research, he'll have to wait until it's completed. If I don't, I believe in ghosts. When I find him, I will kill him. Someone knocked over this lamp.
It might say reporter on my desk, but I spend most of my time at the Standard making coffee for my editor. I'm tired of writing the gossip column. This story is my shot at the big leagues. When I prove that Bullard was murdered, all the big papers will come calling. I'll finally escape this backwater town. This is it, the chance I've been waiting for.
Da Nang, South Vietnam. Medal of Honor winner from Kansas said today the helicopter may win the war. South Vietnam Marine Major Douglas Big Tom Thompson, 39 of Fortuna, won the nation's highest military award during World War II, manning a bazooka in Iwo Jima. Major Thompson is attached to the Brink helicopter squadron operating along the coast and northern border of South Vietnam. Thompson's father lives in Wichita, Kansas as a leatherneck. Thompson destroyed 16 Japanese strong points and killed 75 Japanese in Iwo Jima in 1945, and he is the only Medal of Honor winner currently serving in Vietnam. The most effective weapon the Viet Cong use is terror, the big smoking Marine said. Big pipe smoking Marine. The most effective one against them is the helicopter. Yeah, that didn't work out, did it? Because guess what? We lost. Dear Diary, today's an anniversary. It is 5 years ago today that I found Dad's name in an old research paper at the U of C. He had written in 1933, 8 years out before I was born. I didn't know he had gone to college. I had never really thought about his life. He was just a name on my birth certificate. Dad ran out on Mama after the war. He had gone off to fight and just never came back. When he stopped writing, Mama thought he was killed. I remember her crying at the kitchen table. The war ended, life went on. Mama died without ever finding out what happened to him. I used to hate him, hated the idea of him, hated my mother a little too, but I figured Dad was just a deadbeat who ditched great Mama because he didn't want a kid. But when I found his name in the library, something changed. I couldn't stop thinking of him. Deadbeat dads don't study physics, do they? What's he doing now? What does he look like? Is he married to somebody? I traced him here to Kansas, but finding him has taken longer than I expected. Bobby, here's your latest chapter all typed up. I think this story is becoming very interesting. I'm sure you can get it published. I hope you don't mind. But I made a few edits and inserted a few details here and there. I'm looking forward to your next chapter, Joe. The Crystal Cave by Bobby Sawyer, Chapter 3. Aspiring fiction writer. Helping Bobby with his writing. Interesting. Not really relevant, but yeah. Not much interest.
Bill told me to cover Bullard's death, but he's just looking for gossip about the young assistant. But I took it seriously, did the research, followed every lead, like a real journalist would. It paid off. I found something everybody else missed. A note, a half-thought, scribbled in the margins of the coroner's draft report. It read, "Hypothermia in summer?"
It's a little weird. Looks like Josie's stuff. Linen and books. Small wooden knob. Oh, we got the knob we need. Nothing here. Who's that? Indeed. Dead end. What's going on here? Good question. There. Explorer daily log 1965, June 11th. Using the moon as a trigger for the lunar dream apparatus has its problems. The moon must be full or nearly so, the night must be clear, and the process must be started at a very specific time to ensure that the moon is visible from inside the chamber. Josie's been following weather reports and using lunar charts to try and predict the days for ideal test conditions, but it's an error-prone process. The data we get back from the weather service just isn't precise enough. Today I had a solution. We'll build our own weather device. In fact, we can base it upon an extremely accurate design from a century ago, the Tempest Prognosticator. I'll have to make some modifications for our purposes, of course, but I'm sure that with some tuning we can build a device that responds exactly to our weather needs. Then we'll need to get some leeches. Built a strange device to track the phases of the moon. I followed your instructions to calibrate the tempest prognosticator. Your concern was correct. The balls must be placed from heaviest to lightest to produce accurate results. The actual weight depends on the lead used, so I have to recalibrate every time we want to take a reading. Also note that the recalibration is required if the battery in the base dies. However, the device works as intended once the model is aligned precisely with the moon. It may be used to start the lunar dreamer apparatus safely. Lord's research is crucial to this story. I wonder if I can get this thing working. Okay. Bow marked with alert B. There's no way to tell how much that weighs compared to others. November 15th, 1960. Dear Harris, I read in the paper today that you received a special award from college for groundbreaking research. I'm writing to wish you my sincere congratulations. I've said some things I regret, but today I wish only to extend good wishes to you and to your future endeavors. Do you know the scene in North Bay Northwest and Cary Grant disrupts an art auction? He makes nonsensical bids until the police are called to haul him away. Saw it last summer at the cinema we used to drive it to in Logan. It was lonely to go alone, but that scene made me smile. My life feels like that. Sometimes I poke my head up and say something crazy every now and then. Just on the off chance that someone will take me away from all of this. No, Cary Grant. I'm afraid. I would like to hear from you. Please write me back. Sincerely, Cynthia. She missed Bullard.
Marguerite Higgins is my hero. She won a Pulitzer for her reporting in Korea. I went to college because of her. She goes to war zones, marches with the troops. Nothing scares her, and she gets the story. Marguerite Higgins doesn't run from a juicy story just because her life is in danger. Neither will I.
Some old milk. Oops. Conspired to steal his research. Makes sense. L20, R50, L10. Got it. Grandma's trying to steal his stuff, huh? Makes sense. Passage continues downward, steep slope like we going down a hill. Smooth crystal, blah blah blah. Not that important. Piano's blocking the way, unfortunately I can't move it.
Dad took me to Wichita once before he died. We drove for 4 hours to get there, ate hamburgers, and watched a movie. Then we went home. He never explained, just told me to get in the car. I guess he knew he was going to die.
That's sad. Cynthia called me today. She sounded drunk. Sometimes I think she calls just to get a rise out of me. I maintained my calm this time, declining her invitation to meet. Told her in no so uncertain terms that if she was looking for money, she had best look elsewhere. I'm going to get drunk myself. Graham came to my office this morning. He had a strange-looking envelope. It was addressed to me, but it had been pushed under his door. Bore no return address, just a single word woodcutter. I had to run to class and haven't had a chance to open it yet, but something about it makes me uncomfortable. I hope it's not another love letter from a student. Graham is a weasel. He's never stepped foot in the lab or run an experiment, but he makes it sound like he's the brains behind the whole program. Without me, he'd be a washed-up theorist with nothing to his name. Those should be past tense, but yeah. Washington, D.C., the National Academy of Sciences announced its annual picks for leaders in science academia on Wednesday. Among the recipients of this prestigious award was our own Oakley College in Logan. This college won recognition for a controversial research paper published by the school's small neuroscience department last year. We are very proud We are very proud to have our work recognized in this way, said Dr. Graham Wellington, chair of Oakley's Brain Studies program. We're a very small program focused on the areas of research that the big schools ignore. We applaud the Academy of Sciences for giving us the chance to prove ourselves. The award-winning paper authored by Wellington and Dr. Harris Bullard was written in 1962 but only published last year, titled Accessing Subconscious Waves Through Twisted Pair Electro Encephalography. The highly technical paper caused some controversy in the neuroscience community and was ridiculed by many experts in the field. The paper was the source of some local tumult. As well, this paper was written entirely by Bullard, said one Oakley student who did not wish to give his name. Wellington just put his name on it to took all the credit. Who retired from the school last year could not be reached for comment. Bullard, who retired, gave credit for the research paper he wrote. Music. United States Patent Office, patented January 3rd, 1963. Eyewear with electromagnetic refracting lenses. Harris Bullard, Oakley College, filed November 7th, 1959, serial number blah 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 for claims. Coffee can that's frozen shut. There's something rattling inside. Bobby, here's a list of supplies this week. I know you're angry and I haven't paid it in a month. But please wait till a little longer. I have some money coming and I'll be able to pay you soon. Beans, cigarettes, tonic water, white bread, butter, eggs. Copper wire, 3 feet, salt, solder spool, vinyl tape, gasoline, butane, bleaches. Just don't question the fact that he wanted you to get him leeches. It's like a blank sheet of paper. Black, not worth 3s. Just gonna fall. Flashlight. Sorry. There's Boulder and Woodcutter. You have 5 days incoming. Here's Boulder and Woodcutter. You completed research and been handed to me. Your region discussed the South Pacific in 1944. Damn. Getting a little frisky. With the letter D on it. Kansas City, Kansas, with temperatures below 20 for most of the state. Experts warn that deaths from hypothermia are on the rise. Several deaths have already been attributed to the cold this year, including 2 hikers found south of Ottawa and a man in Wichita. December is one of the deadliest months, said Charles Manning. People don't realize how cold it's gotten and got unprepared. They found hypothermia occurs when a person's core body temperature drops below 90 degrees Fahrenheit. However, scientists do not yet understand why the deep cold kills some people and spares others. According to Manning, men are greater risk than women, and the cold is particularly dangerous for thin people. Identifying death by hypothermia can be a challenge, said Manning. If the victim is found in the snow with his clothes half off, then we know, but sometimes bodies aren't recovered until much later, often without a mark on them. Scientists do not understand why some victims of hypothermia remove their clothing, a phenomenon known as paradoxical undressing. While others do not, last March, a body of a 30-year-old woman who had been missing for several days was found in Topeka, near Topeka. After failing to identify the cause of death, the coroner chalked it up to exposure to elements. The easiest way to stay safe is to not go out alone in the cold, especially at night. You must go out, make sure that other people know where you are headed, and dress warmly. If you're in a car accident, stay in the car. Do not try to hoof it to the next town on your own. Johnson City, Texas. President Johnson boned up on reports and correspondence at the LBJ Branch Ranch today, pending arrival of the cabinet officials for a wide-ranging review of defense and foreign problems. Defense Secretary Robert S. McNamara and Deputy Defense Secretary Cyrus R. Vance were due to arrive at Jetstar at 3 p.m. and will remain overnight at the ranch. Yeah. Just a bunch of,
If Woodcutter killed Bullard, he was pretty sneaky about it. No marks on the body, no sign of a struggle. Coroner ruled it was pancreatic failure. How do you kill a man without leaving a mark on him? And why return to the scene of the crime?
I think that's a good question. Good questions, I should say. Well, first off, let's see if... Oh, there's the sheet of paper I missed. January 2nd, 1961. Dear Harris, Happy New Year. I suppose I'm wasting my time by writing you again, but the new year always makes me think of the past. Very upset you did not respond to my last letter. Was told that you refused my calls in college. I understand that you're still angry, and for that, I cannot fault you, but unlike you, I have gotten past our little meltdown. Oops. I have grown to see it as an inevitable terminus to our relationship, something that had happened sooner or later, like spilt milk. As they say, it's not worth crying over, but I do have a request. I will make it plain, Harris. I need money. Some of my investments went bad last year, and with Kennedy in the White House, soon the others will certainly fall. You may hate me now, but I cannot believe you will consign me to the life of poverty. Somewhere deep down inside you, under that mask you wear in your daily life, I know you must still feel something for me. Please say you will help me. Just this once, put down the mask and trust your feelings. Humbly and sincerely, Cynthia. Over Bullard, but wants money for gambling debts. Handle door won't open, something's blocking it. I'll put it labeled E. other way. Oops. There we go. Martin Bros Construction receipt for services rendered date 1964, June 16th. Total parts $1,000. Total labor $250. Installed a steel siding and insulation per specification. Ran electrical for fans and evaporator under floor to connect the main line to basement. Compressor, evaporator, Freon tank, and ventilation installed and tested. Replaced standard door handle with blocking Friday per customer request. Joe, this is the only remaining copy of our research materials. I destroyed the rest. Take this and get out of here. After I'm gone, they'll turn this house upside down looking for answers, Josie. I know about the secret room behind your wardrobe. If you stashed anything there, you must get rid of it. I've already cleaned out the freezer. Counting on you, take the files, destroy the machine, get out of here. Lunar dream apparatus altering the brain to achieve permanent ideal focus. Abstract. William Benjamin Carpenter's work described the Carpenter effect for a century ago. Continues to baffle psychologists today. We have struggles to understand the linkage between the conscious and subconscious, particularly the ways in which the subconscious mind seems to wield special knowledge of which the conscious is unaware. Our research attempts to give the conscious mind unfiltered access to all the information stored in the subconscious, created an artificial bridge between the two. We have done this in a rudimentary way with a set of lenses which refract light by tracking the alternations in brainwaves. But a more robust connection is required for permanent alteration to the brain. The lunar dream apparatus combines engineering, psychology, neuroscience, and a bit of physics to create just the connection. In order to give the subject some control over their own subconscious, we have chosen the moon as a mental mnemonic. After undergoing treatment in the lunar dream apparatus, the subject's conscious and subconscious merge whenever the full moon is visible. This paper describes the construction of the apparatus, its function, the details of our research, and data recorded on our first subject, co-author Josephine Herrera. This must be what he's after, lunar dream apparatus. Yeah, I would assume so. Dear Diary, got a letter from the Herreras today. They're good parents, even if they're not my real parents. Sent a letter to me at Bullard's address, which means they know I'm living here. I wonder if they're worried. The whole town seems to have decided that the only reason I stay here is that I'm sleeping with them. Don't care what the small-minded bumpkins around here think, but I hope the Herreras aren't worried. Maybe soon I'll call them and tell them what I'm doing. Really up to. Also, Bobby Sawyer gave me another draft of his novel. It's really weird, but I think it's pretty good. I'm typing up his manuscripts on Dr. Bullard's typewriter. I'm fixing mistakes and making little edits as I go. When he's done, he's going to submit the typed version to the Amazing Stores or Robes of Tomorrow. Once we publish it, I don't know if magazines will ever even look at work by a black author. Told him to use a pen name. Tomorrow we run the first live test of the Lunar Dream apparatus. Dr. Bullard doesn't think it's going to work the first time, but I hope it does. I volunteered to be the first subject. Maybe after the treatment, I'll be able to understand what happened to Dad. Missing. Obviously, the Woodcutter's wearing it. Oof, that's a lot of leeches. No. I missed one of the bottles. I have to go all the way back upstairs. Nice game. This game, funnily enough, has a sequel, but sadly it's not on the PS4 or PS5, so yeah. I'm just gonna ignore the fact that there's a what looks like the woodcutter on there. Okay. There it is. Okay. It's close, stuck down here for now, but I better find a light switch. Screen's here, and you know what that means. Not really. Today I turned in my resignation at college. I have arranged for my lab to be moved to my house, and I'm having icebox installed next Tuesday. Tuesday came to my office while I was packing up. She was distraught. Her eyeshadow was smeared, and I've never seen a student so emotionally affected. She has been a very valuable assistant this year. The research will be harder without her. It occurred to me to invite her to work with me at home, but I hardly think she would have accepted. The young woman now holds a graduate degree in an esoteric neuroscience at the age of 23. What does she need a man like me for? Graham, from the last year and a half, I've been receiving threatening notes from someone calling himself Woodcutter. He knows things about my past I'd rather have not aired. After forcing me into early retirement, he now demands I hand over all my work. Last night I was supposed to deliver my research materials to him. Instead, I camped out nearby and watched me point through my camera with a big lens. Can't say I was entirely surprised to see you show up. So advice, next time you try to extort personal property from someone, don't arrange a meeting under a bright street lamp. Bet the photos will turn out great. Make up names, try to spook me in my home. Throw me all you want, but I'm not giving you my research, Graham. If you want it, you'll have to kill me. Word of warning, won't go easy. Once broke man's wrist with a ball-peen hammer. I rather enjoyed doing it. I look forward to repeating the experiment on you. As far as we know.
I haven't had a good night's sleep in 3 days. I've been giddy ever since I figured that this might be a murder case. Not even a broken arm could keep me down. But now that I'm here, the truth seems a lot more complicated. This story is my shot. Better make it count.
Okay. Let's trade for mixing chemicals. Plus, like muscle. Yeah. There we go. Oops. Castle Mansions. That's convenient. Game. Okay. 1964. Are you enjoying yourself, Harris? It's excite you to shun me, to treat me like garbage the way you do. You sit in bed with that little slut. Do you smoke cigarettes and laugh at me? I know all about you, Harris. I know about that girl living in your house. You're old enough to be a grandfather. For Christ's sake, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm ashamed of you. The whole town's ashamed of you. You're a laughingstock, Harris. You cheat on me, bankrupt me, and deny. Do you think that of no one but yourself can you really be a man that I know? My man is Louisville. If he's my bet this year, Harris, if I can't play with races, I'm spoiled for Christmas bankruptcy. There we go. Of course not. Identifying chemical compounds. Green is copper sulfate, lithium. Sodium borate, orange. Okay. Blue flame. Chloride. Orange flame. Must be sodium sulfate. Borax. Not that I really need to turn that off, but you know. Cynthia Peckman wants money. Sounds like Cynthia is deeply in debt. She inherited Bullard's entire estate. Could she have done it? He's the woodcutter. Graham Wellington has been trying to steal Bullard's research for himself. He must have murdered him. Bullard was being blackmailed about someone named James Lowry. Who is James Lowry and why did Bullard want to keep his existence a secret? There's more to this story. Okay. Just ignore the fact that the woodcutter was looking down at us. Pod is the apparition complete. Volunteers be first step subject. Oh, you knew that. Looks like a page from the Torn notebook. Spectral ways, outrageous hats.
Graham Wellington wanted fame and glory. Josie Herrera wanted to find something precious. Cynthia Peckman wanted money. Bobby Sawyer wanted to be a writer. I wanted to get out of Kansas and start a real life. Now I just want to see my mother again.
Okay. Blank page. Okay. incredibly fortunate discovery. About a month ago, a student came by with an old newspaper clipping he had run across, dated 1932, and contained a photograph of 4 men arrested in the Chicago Life Post police bust. One of them was a spitting image of our dear Bullard. The student, and though thought this photo was quite curious, particularly because the man pictured is identified by a different name, James Lowry, left it off. This coincidence and sent this student on his way. That evening, however, I became consumed with the insane idea that perhaps this was not happenstance at all. Could it be that in 1932 our own Harris Bullard was arrested under a different name? With the right connections, confidential police files are as easy to access as public records. I received today a carbon of James Lowry's 30-year-old police report. He was suspected of laundering money and for a criminal organization, but was never formally charged. Sometime between his arrest and his release, his mugshot was taken. Thankfully, this photo is included in documents. It's definitely undeniably Bullard. Seems that there was more to our mutual friend than meets the eye. Yeah, no shit. Harris died today. Whole squad gone. The thing is, it should have been me. I was supposed to be on that sub. I asked Harris to switch with me that morning, right as the crew was boarding. Told him I didn't feel well. I have never liked submarines. Harris was the only person I ever really thought of. As a friend, my associates in college, Chicago would stick a knife in my back without blinking an eye if they were thought it would get them some dough. In fact, I'm sure that's what they intend to do with the moment I step off this boat. Perhaps I should see Harris's passing as an opportunity. All things are here. His papers, his extra dog tags, the 6 books he showed me, passport. Everyone who knew us personally is at the bottom of the ocean. Maybe my dear friend Harris has provided me with a way out. So he stole his identity. He killed Harris. Well, not directly, but he caused his death. And took his identity. Oops. point in coming back in here, but yeah. The man is Graham Wellington. He's sus. Weird place to put that. Then again, a lot of places are weird here.
Hypothermia. Kills in a matter of hours and leaves no mark. Bullard died in his freezer. Or was it James Lowry? Now that I've gathered all the pieces, I just need to put them together. A scientist with a past, a dead colleague, an ex-wife down on her luck, a girl with no father, and a boy with no future, a snow woman, a full moon. Now I just need to get out of here alive.
Ending B. Search for local report ends. Today, police halted their search for Patricia Gable. She's presumed dead. Gable, a young reporter from Colby, vanished without a trace 2 weeks ago. Police suspect foul play, but so far no suspects have been named. Dead Secret by Robert Robot Invader. Chris Pruitt, Mike Witt. PlayStation 4 version by Frame Interactive. Ending C you can get just by, leaving. After, escaping from the guy heard the first time. Yeah, obviously Josie was the killer. Ending A.
I barely managed to escape as the house burned to the ground. All of Bullard's research, his equipment, and his secrets burned with it. The bodies of Josie Herrera and Graham Wellington were recovered from the debris. My story of blackmail, murder, and my narrow escape from a deranged killer made headlines. In January, I start at the Chicago Tribune. I never told them about James Lowry or that Josie's last name is really Turner. Those secrets are mine alone. I barely managed to pull Josie from the house as it burned to the ground. All of Bullard's research, his equipment, and his secrets burned with it. Josie Herrera was arrested for the murders of Harris Bullard and Graham Wellington. My story of blackmail, murder, and my narrow escape from a deranged killer made headlines. In January, I start at the Chicago Tribune. I never told them about James Lowry or that Josie's last name is really Turner. Those secrets are mine alone.
And just so.
Harris Bullard was found dead in his study 5 days ago. Nobody believes me, but I think he was murdered. This house in the middle of nowhere holds the secret. There's a story hiding here, and I'm going to cover it. If I'm right, there are 4 major suspects. Graham Wellington, Josie Herrera, Cynthia Peckman, Bobby Sawyer. I'm not leaving until I find out what happened.
Okay, so that bug stopped. Cool. There we go. see. Never know what really happened to Harris Bullard. Stuck here in Kansas. Maybe boring, but at least it's safe. I guess I can live with that. Alright, that was Dead Secret, and I'll see you guys next time.